I'd always felt in the past totally comfortable, and all of a sudden I felt really vulnerable and just out of control.
The atmosphere just changed. It felt sort of close, just uneasy and lost, you know. It's very strange.
For 100 years, this former Edwardian printworks in South London has housed generations of workers. It became a headquarters for the Freemans catalogue before the war, and at its peak, over 2,000 people worked here. Today, most staff have relocated.
I think this place has always been haunted. Maybe we've never noticed it so much in the past because it's been very busy here. But now the building is quieter, you sort of pick up on things.
I'd been working here 20 years before anything unusual actually happened to me. And until then, I'd always felt really comfortable. One evening, I was working late. I was on my own. I was concentrating on sending some emails through to Hong Kong and India. Just really, really doing my work and just feeling really, really okay. As I looked around, I couldn't actually see anything, but I sensed something. I just knew there was something there. I knew it wasn't right. I went out into the corridor to go to the toilets. At the bottom of the stairs, I saw a tall, very, very blonde lady in front of me. I felt like I knew her, but I didn't know her. And in my head, I'm thinking, well, if I knew her, she'd probably hold the door open for me. Well, she didn't. She looked like she'd come from the 1930s, 1940s era. I knew that she'd gone into the toilet, and I knew that she must be somewhere in there. I just thought, well, how on earth have all those taps gone on at once? Because it would take somebody to have to run the whole length of the toilet to actually turn all those taps on at once. And there they were all running at the same time.
Lynn isn't the only one to have reported unusual things in the building. In fact, there is one area where few will venture. The basement was used as an air raid shelter by staff during the war, but retreating underground failed to protect some. When the building was bombed, nearly 30 people lost their lives.
The offices are eerie when no one's about, but the basement is another kettle of fish. It's very, very eerie down there.
I've worked for about 14 years as a maintenance engineer. I've worked in all sorts of places, lofts, voids, tunnels. I've been on my own, I've had to use a torch, it's been dark, but I've never experienced anything like I've experienced downstairs.
Matt has been a maintenance worker on the site for 2 years.
My first day at work, so I was generally feeling okay. I wasn't really thinking about much. I had not heard any of the stories about the things that go on here. It's just literally when I walk down that sloping corridor, the atmosphere just changes, and it's just something about it that you just can't put your finger on. The feeling I got it's just anxiousness. There's something not quite right, something that maybe we just want to turn around and walk back out of it. Something was there, and I'm not sure what it was. I was really just trying to concentrate on doing my job, just to sort of get on and do it and basically get out of the basement. Basically the battery started going on the torch, the light was dimming, and I was shaking it, as you do, to try and get a little bit more life out of it. Then the torch completely went dead, and I was in complete darkness. When I saw it, it certainly confirmed the fact that there was something in the basement with me.
Like many of the staff at Freemans, Matt and Lynn refuse to let their fears affect their work. But they also believe that the building could have more in store for them.
I've seen the same lady twice since, and it's exactly the same thing that happens.
I go down the basement daily to do my checks, and it still doesn't get any easier. I still feel that there's something down there with me. But I still have to go down there every day to do my job.